fucking go.
Yeah.
I want to run through a fucking wall right now. I am so fucking ready for the season to start.
Yeah,
This
there we
man is
go. There we
about,
go.
this man is about to recruit his ass off. Those days of all these coaches coming in and taking all that top talent and just sucking us dry, those days are gone. Those days are gone. We ain't gonna get everybody, but I promise you, we're gonna get a lot of good damn recruits staying in South Florida.
He's fine, loud and clear. And I just want to say that it
These
just
players are going to
carries a little bit more weight when someone that knows what it takes was here during one of the greatest eras in football history, and is still doing great things at the top of his game, and someone in his prime. Rick felt good, but we knew Rick was great for years. Randy was great, but unproven and turned out to be a disaster. This just carries a little bit more weight, but I'm always cautious, man, because I hate this back stuff. Let's not start with this back stuff. It's nothing back until there's a parade in downtown. Until they hoist the trophy from Crystal, there's nothing back. But this is the best start for football since they hired Butch. This is the best hire for football since Butch.
I mean, I might even listen. Butch was really important, and he got the program back, actually. But we might be saying that this is the most important hire for football since Howard Schnellenberger.
I don't know about that yet. Just yet. Not just yet. That's what I'm saying. That we keep putting this can't be like Groundhog Day. We can't continue to put the cart in front of the horse.
No, what I'm saying is before Howard Schnellenberger, I mean, football was in such a low place that they were thinking about getting rid of the program. When Butch took over, I mean, he took over for Dennis Erickson, and yes, it was in a low place because of sanctions, but it wasn't that far removed from winning.
Hey, it wasn't far removed from winning as far as
Butch took over 4 years after winning a national championship and a year after they went to the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, but it wasn't so far removed after, time-wise. But it was if as far as the program's condition and its future, it was probably as dark a time as there has been for because we knew that. They were coming. It was just a matter of for how much and for how long. So Butch actually, in my opinion, right now is the best hire since Howard, and Mario has to go a long way to beat Butch out in rebuilding the program. That's all I'm saying.
Laz, I miss you, buddy. I appreciate you, buddy. And listen, can you? I mean, you keep calling your wife a piece, and I don't know what's up with that, but I love you.
He's the only piece I got, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I know. Go with it, and she tolerates you, so that's hey, we're good with that.
That's the main thing. Not many people do. Listen, the football is in maybe the best place that it's been in 30 years. Let's not ruin it with unrealistic and crazy expectations. Let's enjoy this ride because it's on the way up, not on the way down like it has been. Love you guys. Go Canes.
All right. Thanks, Laz. Hey, guys, let's get this thing off to the right started as the Beast. We're here on Twitter Spaces. I've been doing this a lot lately since Twitter made this a thing. I'm also recording this, and the audio will be up on my YouTube page sometime this afternoon. So if you miss the whole thing, if you have to jump out, and do all that, it's okay. The audio will be up there. And I need to let you know that all of this is made possible by CIA Closure Investigative Agency. Go talk to my boy Ulysses. He is 1,000% the best PI in South Florida. And listen, a lot of stuff happens down here. You may need a little help to, turn some stones over, get some truce, custody issues, spousal issues, insurance situations, legal situations. Go talk to my boy Ulysses at Closure Investigative Agency. They've been in business for more than 2 decades. They are simply the best. Call them now, 844-403-2550, 403-2550. Follow Ulysses at CIAPIFL. Click on that. He also has major hot football takes, which is important because we need that in our lives. But who is up next? Let's talk. That was a great press conference. I had tears in my eyes. Mario had tears in his eyes. That room had tears in their eyes. And whose bleeping idea was it to put Bryant McKinney right in the middle of the shot so that anytime he stood up, his big head was in the middle of the way? I love Bryant, though, although he should have been a little off to the left. It's fine. It's good. But, man, I don't want to get personal against Manny, but if you can't tell the difference in caliber of characteristics, of personality, of dedication, of determination between Mario Cristobal and Manny Diaz, like, I don't know what you're watching. Man, I'm stoked right now. I'm ready to run through a wall. I mean, I would hurt a wall regardless, but yes, I'm ready to go. Who wants to get in? Just unmute yourself and go. Also request to speak. A bunch of you want to get in. I'll let you in. Just don't talk over each other and be respectful. Let's go.
I got one. Only thing that I got to go ahead and say is go Kings! Woo!
Yeah, go party, buddy. Go get yourself.
I'm finna go have me some drinks now.
Yeah, go get one. Go get one for me. 247, I see you in here, man. You've had your finger on the pulse for a while now. Everyone needs to give love to 247 because he got it done, man. He's been on top of the story with Caneville, Footballville. Those guys have been on it. Monster X, all these guys have had it going on. But 247, unmute yourself, take a little bow, and give me something, man.
Oh, thank you for that, Beast. I'm just grateful to even be, speaking here and be proud of, that we brought Mario home. I mean, if this is not like the start of something special, I don't know what is. And I mean, no disrespect to the previous regime, but this is something to celebrate. I'm really excited, and I don't want to say it that we're back, but it sure as hell feels that way.
Yeah, instead of saying we're back, I think what it is we're finally on the right track again. That's what it is. You could just tell listen, we still need an athletic director, and I don't know what's going on with Radakovich, and I hope that's done. And there was a lot of love for Jen Strawley, and that made me cringe a little bit, but evidently Jen Strawley was really instrumental in helping work this deal out with Mario. So for that, I'm grateful. But we need an athletic director, but what you could tell is with the amount of resources that are being poured into this entire athletic department right now, the University of Miami, for the first time in its history, because it has been pitter-patter with facilities and funds and resources for the entire history of the University of Miami. For the entirety of winning championships, it was the little engine that could. It was operating on, Jimmy Johnson had a quote where he said, we didn't have like any facilities. We just had to understand that and know that we had to win despite that. Well, it's a different game now. We're playing big boy athletics now and big girl athletics at the University of Miami, and I think it's a total game changer, and that's what has to make you excited. Listen, we're back when, like Laz said, when we're having a parade down Biscayne or Flagler or wherever the parade's going to be. But just to know that, for my entire life, it's been little engine that could, and now it's the big locomotive is about to run through.
Yes, sir. And I mean, whoever the coaching staff that Mario decides to bring, I trust. Whether that's Joe Brady, whether that's Ken Dorsey, I don't care. I trust them to make those decisions.
Yeah, and as I've been saying, it's the amount of people. So in the past, right, we've had pipe dreams about coordinators and coaches and all this stuff. But in reality, they weren't going to come work here because the dedication to funds and resources and all that, the money just wasn't there. Now it is. So just what today, like people watching today around the country, people in college athletics, all of this stuff, what this signals is, hey, give us a call. We're open for business for reals. And so I think the candidates that Mario's going to have to choose from, for coaches, for analysts, for support staff, for coordinators, for the entire athletic department, for marketing, for all of it, is changed because now people want to work here. Because there's a lot of people that love to not be in snow. We don't have that. There's a lot of people that don't want to pay state income tax. Oh, yeah, we have that. And also, to match, we've got money, baby, and money matters. So I think it's all important. Who else wants to get in here? Unmute yourself and go. Greg, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Greg.
Yes, sir. So I want to say, I was in the arena, the stadium, excuse me, when we lost to Clemson 58-0.
Oh, so was I. So was I.
And that was one of the most embarrassing things as a UM fan, and I've been a UM fan since '84. Okay, so it was one of the most embarrassing things that I had ever seen, and I knew then we had hit rock bottom. I've always said that we, as Hurricanes, as athletics, we've always put Band-Aids on a bleeding wound. You know what I mean? We like you said earlier, pitter patter. You do this, you throw at Al Golden, you throw at Mark Rick. And let's be honest, Mark Rick was there, but that was more so of a hey, let's give them something, but we're not gonna really give them the resources to actually see where we're coming from. And like everyone else said, we're not back, but I guarantee you, we put the country on notice today. We're coming. We're not back. We're damn so coming.
If you are an opponent, a fan of an opponent, a coach of an opponent, you watch today's presser and you go, "Oh shit."
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing that Mario,
because you saw that U logo, you know where we sit as far as the all the talent around us, and you know the dude that just took over as the head coach is the most relentless recruiter there is.
And I think that's the thing that hits the most for me is that when Mario said, when you wake up and you know you have to play the U, you know we're coming for you. And that's the thing that hit home for me no matter what happened. Like you said, man, I was sitting there with tears in my eyes itself because I'm like, yo, I know. Mark Ritz, Manny Diaz, I commend those guys. Thank them for what they built for us and started the facility change. But as Mario said today, we're going to another level. And I believe this man and whatever he brings in, I'm ready to support it. And all I can say is go Canes.
Go Canes. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Who's next? Jump in, unmute yourself, and go.
Hey, Beast, I got a question for you.
What up, Andre?
So I'm really interested in kind of the organizational structure in the football program, how that's going to work under Mario. And specifically, like Ed Reed, obviously he had the chief of staff position.
It was that was a frosting on the cake position. That was window dressing position. He didn't really have any power. I don't know what Mario is thinking. I do know this. I have had a number of former players who have been coaches at different levels. And just haven't been coaches at different levels, but have actually succeeded in business or other stuff, who have been DMing me like, yo, do you have a number? Do you have someone I want to get in? So it's going to be interesting. And I think Mario is going to have to, first I could say this, as far as I know, and what I was told on the day that the deal was done, is that there was going to be no Alonzo Highsmith position. And that's fine. I don't think you need that because, one, hopefully Dan Radakovich is a done deal as athletic director. Like, he's a real deal Holyfield athletic director. He knows how to run a Division I football program like he did at Clemson. So there's not going to be a situation there where you have an athletic director that just doesn't get football or how to run that like we did with Blake. So I don't think that you need Zoe. Mario's going to have enough talented people around him, especially in the analyst position. You're going to see guys with high football IQs in that analyst position that are going to be there to to do not only the recruiting stuff, but to self-scout, to work on all the little, Mario says there's no little things, to work on all the things that maybe fly under the radar, like working with the receivers about these defensive backs and how they particularly, each individual defensive back goes into coverage and how a receiver can beat them and vice versa. Stuff that maybe the coaches don't have time for because of hours in the day. And it's that kind of stuff that is going to be completely different with this program. We had 3 football analysts. It's not enough. Alabama has 47. So that's going to be the huge difference. As far as the organization, we don't know yet. I mean, I don't think he knows yet exactly. He might have an idea, but once he starts getting people that want to work in this program, he'll figure it out as to who goes where.
Yeah, and I like that he specifically said that he's going to be interviewing all the existing staff and coaches, because it's possible the best coach might already be on the staff.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a couple of guys that stick around for sure. Obviously he's worked with Stephen Field before. Stephen Field's been around. He's a South Florida guy. He's a guy that is an amazing recruiter. He was a coach at Northwestern. So I would expect Stephen to probably be around in some capacity. Pop. Cooney might stick around in a recruiting capacity. I'd like T-Rob to be around, but you never know. So there's a couple of candidates to stick around. As long as we get a new linebackers coach, I'm good. I'm good.
And one last quick thing. I think one thing that stood out to me from his press conference and a line that he had when he was asked about the talent in South Florida and all that, he said that these guys don't play football because they want to, it's because they have to.
Yeah.
I think that line just shows how he can connect with a family in recruiting so easily. I think that was just a synopsis of his skill set on how to connect.
1,000%. He gets it, man. He grew up here. He knows. Yep. He knows. And he grew up here playing football, which is different than Manny Diaz growing up here. And, his first job was at ESPN. Totally different deal. And listen, I don't like to take shots at someone personally. It's, that's not my deal. And it always sucks when someone loses their job, because I've done it a couple times, but just Manny wasn't a right fit right now. I mean, maybe if he had gone off and coached somewhere else for 10 years and come back, maybe, but not now. This is the guy for right now. KD, what's up? Oh, you're sleeping. All right, good. Peace. Who's next? Unmute and go.
So I was thinking, who do we want as coordinators? Like, who do you think he actually has the power to actually come in? Do you think we take somebody from somewhere, or we just get like a Joe Brady or somebody like that?
Yeah, I don't know what Mario's thinking. I know that whoever is available is someone that's an option, because money is not an object. So whereas in the past we'd be like, oh, well, that guy's going to cost you this much, we can't get him. That's not going to be an option. Whether it's Joe Brady, Ken Dorsey on the defense, Will Muschamp, whoever, they're all available, and they're all going to be talked to. I don't. It's too early to tell. We don't know yet. Once guys start coming in for interviews or Mario starts talking to them, we'll have a better idea of which direction he's going in. And his answer about what are we thinking about offense and defense, and he just said multiple. That's just kind of an answer yet. But what I think was more telling is we're going to build around our players. He knows what he has in this quarterback. He is going to find an offensive coordinator that is going to bring Tyler to the next level. And he told you, we have the best quarterback in the country. Damn straight. I mean, it's a lot of shoes. It's a lot of responsibility for Tyler Van Dyke. But knowing I actually have a random connection, which I don't want to get into, to Tyler's family, and it's not one that I use. Listen, I don't exploit that or what have you, but I do know the way that kid was brought up and how his mind has been molded. It's not going to bother him. None of this bothers him. He's shown to be pretty infallible about pressure. So Mario saying that, he already knows what kind of kid he has as the leader in that huddle. But we'll see about the coordinators. We all have a wish list, but I think everybody should be on your wish list because money's not an issue. Who else wants to get in? Yo, while we're waiting for our next speaker, go follow my boy, Ulysses, Closure Investigative Agency, the best private investigator in South Florida. Also, the hottest football takes you'll ever find at CIAPIFL, CIAPIFL. Know the name Ulysses. Know he's my boy. He should be your boy, too. He will get it done for you. Who is next? Just unmute yourself and go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, Train, let's go.
My question is to 24/7 or Miami Flow? I saw him in earlier. What do we think the first recruiting trip Mario's gonna go on? Who's he gonna try to?
I'm not the recruit Nick, so if anybody in here is a recruit Nick, feel free to jump in.
Well, T2 said he ready to sign today. He just put it on.
Yeah, but that's not a trip. He's just gonna come home.
What happened? T2 put that he's ready to come.
Yeah,
home?
he basically said, "Let's go. I'm ready to sign up today."
Okay, that's a position of need. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt. Right, beyond a position of need. Who else wants? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm thinking that Jason Taylor just might get a call because if I'm not mistaken, isn't the D line coach leaving or is he staying?
We don't know who's leaving and who's staying yet, but we'll see. I know that Barry Jackson mentioned Jason Taylor, but then in another article he mentioned Clint Hurt. Clint Hurt obviously played here at Miami, and Clint Hurt is the assistant head coach and defensive line coach for the Seahawks. Now, I don't know why he would leave that kind of prestigious position. If he's an assistant head coach, he's got dreams of grandeur about being a head coach in the NFL. Or at least being a coordinator, but maybe he wants to come back to his alma mater. The only problem is Clinton Hurt's signature was on the check with Nevin Shapiro, so and strip clubs and the whole thing. So he was a part of that scandal. I don't know if he'll be welcomed back or not, but Jason Taylor would obviously be great. The question about Jason Taylor, and this is what I always wonder, is when guys are well off, when they have an established family life, when they've been through the NFL, when they're, Jason Taylor's a nice manicured guy, he takes care of himself. Does he want to be on the road going to motel to motel to hotel to hotel recruiting for weeks at a time? I don't know that. I don't know that he's interested, but maybe he is, and that wouldn't be a bad name, right? Wouldn't be a bad name at all, and his kid can play some tight end, so you never know.
Yeah. And what about Ken Dorsey? I mean, is he employed or
he is?
Or is that more of a pipe dream?
Ken Dorsey's the quarterback's coach for your Buffalo Bills, and we'll see. I know Ken Dorsey definitely wants to call plays, and I think he'd like to be a head coach someday. Whether it's here at his alma mater or in the NFL, I don't know. Again, with a lot of these guys that are in the NFL, the question is whether they want to go recruit, because that's like Joe Brady. We've all been talking about Joe Brady, and maybe he does want to come back to college. Maybe he will come back to his hometown, the guy from Miami Lakes. But he has repeatedly said he likes the NFL life. He doesn't like to recruit, and he likes the NFL process better than college. But maybe he could be swayed. But a lot of these guys in the NFL, they don't want to get involved with recruiting. They just want to coach. They just want X's and O's all day long.
That's why I rather just get Tom Herman.
Yeah, that's a name that's been thrown out there. He's been mentioned for a bunch of other jobs as well. That's a great name. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. I'm gonna change out some of you guys so I can get some new talent in here as far as speakers go. My stock bond guy is out there up in the Northeast. Let me hear that accent, man. Come on.
Hey, Beast, how are you?
Good.
Hey, listen, I'm going to give you guys a tip today. This stock is up 13%, and it's going to double or triple. So, and it's a low price stock. It's under $10. The symbol is PLXP. PLXP. The stock bottomed yesterday. Go put some money in it, and you'll thank me in a couple of years. I've been aggressively buying it today.
That's great. Stock tips and more.
But anyway, guys, I am so amped up. I had tears coming out of my eyes, listening to him. He was so powerful. He was on point. This guy means business. To me, he looked like a mini Nick Saban, like no bullshit. I'm all business. I was just so amped up, and I think he's going to keep some of the guys on this.
Oh, we lost him. Come on, Stock and Bond. You're making all this money on these stocks. Get a better mic system, bro. You're out.
Hey, I got one for a second. What was that stock that he was just talking about? PLXP. I'm curious what that was.
PLXP.
It's a pharma company.
All right,
Oh,
Yep.
farmer's always good. Hey,
No. Pharmaceutical.
yeah, pharma,
Pharma.
man. It's always good, man.
Yep.
Listen, we
Biotech.
could do that podcast at a different time. I definitely have my
Yeah.
hand in the financials, but I'd like to keep it to the. Everyone, just write down PLXP, and as I always say, Dior. Do your own research. Okay,
Yep.
good. Crypto and stocks coming later. Mario Cristobal coming now. What's up?
Let's talk about some defensive coordinator
What about?
possibilities. Do you think we can make a run at somebody like Jim Knowles at Oklahoma State or Leonard at Wisconsin?
You know, I was looking at, by the way, someone has like a phone or something going, like, get that out of my life, please. Leonard at Wisconsin, I was looking at Leonard at Wisconsin, and he's a young, up-and-coming defensive coordinator who's done a great job, but he's only been at Wisconsin, and he's only been there. And I always worry about a guy that's kind of conditioned to one program coming in down here. He's not used to the sun. He's going to get burnt. He's I kind of worry about that kind of fit, if you will. One of the possible candidate, not possible, but someone I was thinking about as the athletic director was the woman that's running the University of Washington athletic department. She is a superstar in this industry. Like, people I talk to around the country love her as an athletic director. The only problem is she's been at Washington or in the state of Washington her whole life. So her coming down to South Florida, like, it's just not a fit. She may be an amazing athletic director, but sometimes it has to be the right fit. So same thing with Leonard. He might be an amazing defensive coordinator, but I just worry that he's been in the Big Ten and in Wisconsin his entire life. And I don't know if that's a fit, but every other name is on the table, and I don't know, with the attitude, with the rough, the tough, the physicality, I don't know. I might say Muschamp me.
Yeah, or do you think there's a possibility of Derek
That's
Mason?
what I was going to say.
Yeah, listen, guys, there's a possibility of everyone. Like, we're so early in this process. Like, there's not been, like, I can't tell you, I'm not tracking planes and coordinators yet.
crunch.
So, but with the money that's on the table, everyone is available. Roland, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Just unmute yourself, Roland.
Hey, B.
How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I got one name. I'm gonna leave it at this. I know you probably have. I've been bashing it in, but Ryan Nielsen, the D-line coach with the Saints. I promise you, as a DC.
Why? Tell me why.
Ryan,
I don't know enough about him, so tell me why.
Let me tell you why. USC guy. When he came to the Saints, we had a horrible D-line. I mean, he just revamped the entire D-line with Jordan, Davenport, and then he was supposed to get the job as a D coordinator with LSU, and then Sean Payton pulled him back and kept him as the D-line coach / associate head coach. He just ramped up that whole D-line. I mean, it's night and day. Plus, he developed Chubb from NC State. His background is a monster, man. So I think he would be a hell of a fit. Just pull up his information, man. He'll be a hell of a fit.
I'm writing it down. I'm putting it on my list. Thanks, Roland.
No doubt.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for that. What else we got out? Man, today was so huge. The way Mario conducted himself. I'll be honest with you guys, man. And listen, I don't like to be that guy that's like, hey, I graduated from the U. You're just a fan. I'm better than you, because I don't like that. One thing I tweeted out, and I want to get this on a T-shirt. So if anyone wants to make it for me and give me a royalty, I'm good. But someone needs to go with the U. We're not a fan base. We're a family. And Mario said the same thing. Whether you're just a fan, you grew up in Opelika, Hialeah, Miami Lakes, Pembroke Pines, Hollywood, Kendall, Homestead, West Palm Beach, whatever it is, you're just as much in the family as I am, even though I graduated from there. And I just think watching Mario do that and have that kind of press conference just gave me chills, gave me some tears. And I was ready to go. I was ready to put my one finger up and sing that alma mater, man. It was something to behold. I loved it. I loved it. So what a great press conference. And I think, listen, we haven't done anything yet, but If you're in the state, if you're Florida State, I would take notice. If you're around the country, I would take some notice of what's going on here at the U. I would take some notice. Who wants to get in? Unmute yourself and go. I see 6 rings in here.
Yeah,
Yo.
Here right quick. I got one right quick. Hey, I got a quick question. What kind of variations of the touchdown rings or turnover chains do you think that we're gonna go ahead and take over now that we got Mario there?
I don't care. Bye-bye. I mean, like, all right, I can't. My head hurts.
So one interesting nugget interesting that this kid, Mark Pope, just walked right by me, which is very interesting, wearing a UM shirt. So, but anyways, that's interesting.
Hey, Jazz, were you in the mix with Rudy?
Was I what?
In the mix with Rudy Fernandez?
No, I didn't get to talk to him or hear what he had to say.
Oh, well, I mean, come on.
I know, right? I was with Mario most of the time there. So
all right. Can
you blame me for that?
No, not at all. I understand.
So yeah, I mean, I will tell you this: the only guys I didn't see as far as current coaches that weren't here, I didn't see Rob Likens, I didn't see T. Rob, and I think maybe one more. I'm missing one more, but those were the two that I did notice that weren't in attendance. I think everybody else was there. So
listen. I don't want to read into stuff like that. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if we should read into it, but just a side note. Aside from that, yeah, I almost shed a tear and I almost put my head through a wall.
Yeah, no doubt.
Time. So yeah, that's it was pretty exciting to be here and to see him. Just to pass. I mean, he almost shed a tear and went through a wall as well.
Yeah, a couple times, man. He had to hold himself back, not only from a tear or two, but also from getting into full game day mode. Listen, you know what it is? It's like when you, well, I shouldn't say this because it's been a little off lately, but in past times, like decades ago, right? When the U.S. population would go vote for a president, it's because they'd vote for a president that regardless of politics or this or that, it's just like you knew they belonged in the job. They just had this air, right? Whether it was a Clinton or a Reagan, a JFK, just going back through time. You always knew that the American president had to have an air about them, some characteristics, certain personality traits, and the same thing with a college football head coach. They just have to have that it factor, like it when you see it. Mario's like it when you see it. Like he took that podium, and it's like, fuck, that's a coach. And then he started talking, and it's like, double fuck, that is a coach. Right? And it's just like, that's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. And it's been a long time since we've had that. I mean, Al Golden gave good press conference, but it was backed up by nothing. Mario gives a press conference, and it's backed up by, 30 years of championship level just persona and doing and hard work and all of that stuff. Who else wants to get in? Just unmute yourself and go.
Yeah, hey Beast. Thanks for doing these spaces. Thanks to everyone.
No, I want you to listen. Don't thank me. Thank Ulysses from CIA, Closure Investigative Agency, because he makes it happen. And go follow him at CIPIFL.
All right, cool. So I have two things real quick. One's an observation.
No, you better promise me that you promise me right now you're going to go follow Ulysses.
I'll follow him. All
right, good. He's right there. You see his little logo, CIA. Now say whatever you want. Go ahead.
All right, so the two things that I was going to say real quick. So one of the things was the observation that I noticed, and I tweeted this out a little bit earlier when the press conference started. But the observation that I noticed was that on the backdrop, it didn't say U Health. So it shows that, hey, look, maybe the university is finally on the right track of, I get it, U Health's the piggy bank, but at the same time, hey, we got to focus on the athletics. So that was one observation I noticed. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. The second thing that I wanted to ask you was, and I wanted to run this by you since you're a Boston guy.
Yeah.
What do you think of Matt Patricia as maybe, I know it's outside the box, it's probably unrealistic, but Matt Patricia is maybe a DC candidate?
Whoa. I love Matt Patricia. But I mean, he's smarter than the average bear, that's for sure. I don't know that Matt Patricia wants to come do college life, to be honest with you. Matt Patricia kind of likes himself some NFL, where the rocket scientist, literally, he's a rocket scientist if you go look at his degrees, wants to go recruiting. He wants to sit in an office and just do film and X's and O's all day long. He doesn't want to bother with calling like Timmy at 9 o'clock at night. So
Right.
I don't know if that's a fit. I mean, personally, I would love it. I'd go hump his leg, but that I don't know that that's happening.
All right, cool. Thanks.
No worries, bro. No, I be honest with you, I really would hump his leg. Like, I'd probably get arrested because I love Matt Patricia. But go ahead.
Hey, Beast, any word on the new athletic director coming in from Clemson?
That's been odd because we've been so caught up in the Mario stuff. I don't know where that's at. And I know that Radakovich wanted to talk to Mario personally before he signed on the dotted line, and that's the last I heard. But I've been so caught up in the Mario story that I've kind of put the athletic director story to the side. I'm guessing tomorrow morning we'll probably have more on that. And here's the difference in the searches, right? Is in the coaching situation, the only way that Manny Diaz was going to get fired, and I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, and it has, and it will. The only way that Manny Diaz would get fired is if Mario said yes. That's it. There was no other. There was no Lane Kiffin option. There was no Tom Herman option. There was no Luke Fickell option. None of that was an option. I mean, I thought there should have been, but that's the way they went about it, and that's fine. When it's all said and done, that doesn't really matter now because your number one choice said yes, and Manny's gone, Mario's here. So that, how they conducted the search and all of that stuff, that doesn't matter now. So what the difference is they've had, 4 or 5 candidates in the athletic director search. One of them was Eddie Nunez. He backed out. Now, I thought he backed out possibly because he thought Radakovich was going to get it, and you save face by backing out. The other reason why he might have backed out is because he really wanted full control of football, and he didn't want to because with a guy like Eddie Nunez, you would have needed an Alonso in there because he is not, even though he worked at LSU as an athletic director, I mean, he's running New Mexico. They don't have the Power 5 big boy football. The Lobos are okay, but it's not this sort of program. So an Alonzo Highsmith position, Gino Toretto, whatever, would have been probably in the mix there. He didn't want that. He wanted to have all the power, so he wasn't a no-go. But there's 3 other candidates at least that are probably being thought about if Radakovich backs out. So, but we'll get to that. Today's the day for Mario. Tomorrow's the day for the AD.
Good.
Beast.
Another great thing.
Good morning, brother. How are you?
Hey, Dario. What's going on, man?
It's a great day to be in Miami Hurricane.
Yeah, it is.
It's so fun to see Rudy taking a lead on that. He's been such a skilled political operative behind the scenes for so long. To see him front and center is so exciting.
People don't understand. Like, they just read that Rudy's been involved in politics, whatever, but like my second major at UM was political science, and I worked on a couple of campaigns in school to get my internship hours and stuff. Like, when you start talking to political operatives, like guys that are really serious about this business, like, you understand how they work. They're almost like legal CIA agents, right? They're almost like guys that operate in the shadows that just get shit done. And that's what Rudy brings to the table. I mean, when he gets on a mission, he gets it done.
100%, brother. I know that personally. I was a state assemblyman in Nevada at 22. I was a county commissioner in Clark County, Las Vegas, chairman of the county commission, and Rudy is one of the most skilled operatives, and he's an honest guy with integrity.
Which is few and far between.
Yeah, with impeccable execution. I wanted to come on just to say thank you for all you're doing. I also wanted to confirm that the Radakovich hiring will more than likely be announced tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I got confirmation from sources that are pretty good that has been done. The only thing that was pending, as you reported, was him meeting Coach Cristobal, and that's going to happen this afternoon. And I also want to say that it was never really Manny was coming back because they knew back in November this was going to happen. Now, there was a lot of things that had to happen.
Right. I mean, listen,
right?
like man, it's done until it's not done until it's done. And the Mario situation, listen, there was a lot of I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed in order to get this to happen. So, yes, I think they felt very confident, but there was a lot of hoops to jump through that finally made it done.
Yeah, and I agree. And those hoops are why we want someone like Coach Cristobal at the head of Miami. I mean, he was so meticulous and down to the line item of how many analysts, what salaries for each analyst, what the offensive coordinator position was going to be allocated, defensive coordinator position of staff. I mean, he wanted to make sure that it was on par with a program like Alabama. Now, it's not quite Alabama, of course,
but more
but
than that, more
in the ACC.
Yeah,
but the structure is Alabama, which is something we've never had at Miami. So it's a great day to be Miami Hurricane. Coach Cristobal, Mario, Radakovich with Rudy and Echevarria going forward. I mean, they got me so excited they changed my name to Dario Cristobal today.
Yeah, I see that. You know what?
I'm in La Jolla, right? I live in San Diego, so I'm on my way to the only Cuban restaurant in San Diego right now, where I can have a cafecito, a tostada, and some pastelitos,
Yeah, well, go take a shot of cafecito for me, please, and all of us. And, if you happen to get your hands on a real Cuban cigar, smoke one of those, too.
Oh, I got a few of those. I got some hand rolls from my band from Alex, so I'm pretty set up for that. So have a great day, Beast. Thank you for all you're doing, brother.
Yeah, man. No, thank you for supporting, and go Canes.
All right, man.
All right, who else wants to get in? Feel free. I got requests. I'm getting to them. Let's see. Let's do that one. All right, guys. Just unmute yourself and go. What's up, Germ?
Hey, thank you for everything you do, boss man. I just got a two-part question here.
All right.
How do you think this affects recruiting right away? And then how fast do you think that Mario can turn this around?
How does this affect recruiting right away? I don't know. Change my diet to all lettuce, and how much would that affect me right away? I mean, you're talking about arguably in the top 5 recruiters in the country coming here in the place that has the most talent. And did you see how he conducted himself on the press? How do you think he conducts himself when he's behind closed doors with parents and kids? I mean, this is not no mamsy-pamsy operation before. This is the real deal, bro. Mario's going to hit those streets. He's going to put feet to pavement, and he's going to get talent. And he's going to work tirelessly at it. Tirelessly. I mean, I remember when Mario was a GA back in the day, and I was traveling with the team. And I'd get to hang out with a little because as a GA, maybe his schedule is a little more loose than it was if he was an assistant coach. And he might find his way down to a late-night hotel bar situation where the Beast may or may not have been partaking. And there might have been, just talking to that guy, he's like, his brain works at a different level when it comes to recruiting and knowing the kids and knowing the parents and his philosophies on it. Listen, recruiting impact is already felt. T2's already tweeted, I'm in. Okay? Just by him signing up. So, yeah, it's complete turnaround. What was your second question, buddy? I totally forgot, Germ. What was your second part?
Oh, and just the recruiting portion was one of it, and then just how fast you think of a turnaround you think this would be.
Listen, man, I hate the whole expectations conversation because you don't know what happens. Like, they haven't had a practice. He hasn't hired coaches yet or coordinators or had a practice yet. So I don't do the speculation thing. I just know this. We have a real head coach now. We have one of the top head coaches. Whether it's top 5 or top 10, it's good enough for me. We have how about this? We have can win the conference, can go to the playoff, could possibly win the championship, head coach day one, without knowing anything else about the staff or anything else. How fast that takes, that's a different story. I will tell you this. The turnaround, the path is made much easier by being in the crappy ACC Coastal. So, that might help a little bit. Appreciate you, buddy. Who's next, man? Unmute and go.
Hey, Beast, thanks again for having this. Hope you got your fiber in today. A couple things I want to say. Watching the press conference today, if it doesn't make you want to sign up and be a walk-on and play for this guy, I don't know what it would take. But it's been a long time since I felt I had a pulse watching this team.
Oh. I mean,
But
not only, I mean, you got a freaking adrenaline injection from that press conference.
Like I said, if you're not ready to sign up to be a walk-on, I don't know what's going on. What I wanted to
I mean,
say
I would be able to sign up to be a wobble on.
Well, I'm with you then.
Yeah, but I did have my fiber today, so we're working on it. Go ahead.
We'll be the 00.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just wanted to say, it's kind of a two-part. It doesn't really matter. I'm just curious, who was not allowing former players back to be around the team, and do you think any former players can be a coach, like Kevin Patrick, somebody like that that's already coaching?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the whole former players on the sideline thing got ixnayed after the whole Nevin Shapiro thing, and then the University of Miami was scared of its own shadow, and then it's just every coach, whatever. Like I'm like that's gonna change, and I'm done with it. As far as players being coaches, yeah, I mean, Kevin Patrick would be great. A Clint Hurt, I don't know that'll happen. His name was on the check. I don't know that'll happen, but maybe. Yeah, there's going to be guys, and trust me, I have had multiple former players who have coached at various levels, or who have been successful in business and want to get in to football, maybe as an analyst, who have slid into my DMs, just like, who do you know? Who can I call? What can I do? Trust me, they're interested. Now, I don't want to do the whole thing where it's fantasy staff and Michael Irvin's coaching receivers and Ray Lewis is coaching linebackers, because that's not going to be the case. But yeah, I mean, DVD and Mike Rumph are already there. Who knows if they stay or not? But yeah, you're going to have some former players around, and I think Ed Reed has been kind of contemplating what his role is going to be and what he wants his role to be, and he can have any role he wants. A matter of fact, someone suggested it last night, and I don't think it's a bad idea. But why not let Ed Reed coach the bowl game? I know it sounds stupid and funny, but give him a shot.
It sounds fun to me. I mean, that's what they need. They need Mario's enthusiasm to not only teach football, but to inject enthusiasm and just, the shirt that said it's a Kane thing, you don't understand. I think that came out in the press conference. If you know, you know.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's listen, we're a unique brand, but we're the best damn brand in the land, and it is awesome to be a Kane today. Who else was? I saw Daniel jump in, and I love Daniel's thoughts and takes. So, Daniel, if you want to unmute yourself, go ahead, buddy. Daniel, unmute yourself and go if you can. If not, we'll move on. All right, next. Who's up?
What up, Beast? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to help you out a little bit with names.
Yeah, let's do it.
Please pay attention to what Beast said earlier. It's very important. Do not drive people crazy. Give Mario time. The recruiting department is just as important. The reason why, you can bring the NFL guys in. If you guys need some names, Curtis Johnson is one of them. If you don't know who Curtis Johnson is, you're too young.
Yeah, well, if you don't know who Curtis Johnson is, just know the names: Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, you name him. He was the best damn receivers coach I've ever seen. And you know why? Not only did he develop the best talent, but also he made physical, freaking determined receivers that if it was a run play, go watch those guys block.
Facts. And he is definitely instrumental in the New Orleans Saints right now, to the point that they brought him back 3 times.
Yeah, no doubt.
Another one is also Rob Chizzinski. Yes, he can't recruit. He doesn't like the recruiting, but guess what? It's working for him at Boston College. He turned Boston College around in less than 8 months.
You know what's funny, though? People have been mentioning Chud as either a head coach or offensive coordinator at Oregon. I've been talking to some guys out there.
Yes, definitely, because they are looking at him hard. But like I said, they're questioning the recruiting base. But I don't know why they're not following Boston College method or well. And on the defensive side, Winston Moss, Michael Barrow, all these are a possibility. But like what B said earlier, and please pay attention, the recruiting department comes first, because if you can recruit, it can allow for those us to bring NFL guys, so all they have to do is X's and O's. So give Mario his time to do what he has to do. It's not going to be overnight. It should not be done overnight. Just relax. We're in good hands. Thank you guys and have a great one.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man. Always appreciate you guys. And don't forget, if you
I'll second his comment.
yeah, well, hold on one second, Derek. You're up next. Don't forget to please support my boy Ulysses at CIAPIFL. Ulysses is the best private investigator in South Florida. I'm lucky that I don't have a custody issue or a spousal issue or what have you, but I know a lot of you have gone through it, especially on the custody issues, and you need somebody to work on your behalf in that investigation situation. Then you need to hire Ulysses, or at least if you're into football hot takes on Twitter, there's no one better than Ulysses. Go follow him right now, CIAPIFL. If you support him, if you follow him, that allows me to do more. So I really would appreciate that. Also, if you missed the beginning of this conversation, of this podcast, I got some new equipment. We're recording this puppy. It's going to be up on my YouTube page later on, so you can go back and relive the awesomeness, the celebration, the party that we're having right now. Who is next? Go ahead, man. Unmute yourself, Derek, and go, if that was you. I see you guys wanted to speak. All you have to do is hit unmute. Come on. Dario, do you want to get back in? G, Luke? I don't want to talk to myself.
I'm ordering this cafecito right now for you.
Oh, nice.
I got tres pastelitos de carne. I got tostada. I got la café con leche coming. You know, it was fun to hear Mario, break into his Cuban Spanish. I went to Southwest with Rudy. Mario was up the street at Columbus, obviously. And it's just so nice to have a real Cuban be the head coach at the University of Miami.
You mean instead of the one that can't speak Spanish or doesn't drink Cuban coffee?
It's funny because I know his dad really well. I know Coach Diaz's dad really well. He was one of my biggest supporters in my campaign for Congress years and years ago. And as a politician, he's fine. But this, to juice your boy in and to then try to, keep him in through your juice with what the state of the program was under his leadership, really disappointed me, honestly, and soured me on the whole Diaz brand, not just Manny Diaz, but the overall Diaz brand. And as a kid who grew up going to my, Southwest, I went to Glades, grew up, within a rock's throw of the Gables, riding my bike through the campus. Had dreams of playing at Miami. Obviously, wasn't good enough to play there. Went to play at UNLV. But UM is what's been in my veins, since I was sneaking into the Orange Bowl, at age 8. And to see someone he just commands the attention that the University of Miami deserves. And you can see it from the press conference, and you can see it in the juice he brings. And the fact that he's, a Miami boy for real makes it just that much sweeter for someone like me who grew up in that environment, So I literally drove half an hour to get a cafecito and I have on my Kings gear on just to celebrate.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, just to celebrate the fact that we have a head coach who's a Cubanazo for real and who's incredibly capable and is very particular about how he executes. He said it today in the press conference. It's not just about vision. It's about executing that vision and having the people around you that can do that. And this is the guy that can do that.
Hey, Dario, you need to slide into my DM so we can get politically wonky, because that's my other
Let's
passion.
do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Thanse, bro. I really appreciate your support, man.
You got it, brother. Of course, man.
All right. Listen, you got to listen. Today, listen, I'm a white Jew, Eastern European background from Boston, although my entire, mom's family grew up in the Gables, so that's why I've been impassioned to the U for my entire life. But I will go find, a ventanita, a cafeteria, to go get some cafecito today in honor of Mario. And if someone has an actual Cuban stick, if you know what I mean, and wants to drop it off at my house or come over tonight and smoke one with me, please, because I am on the lookout, And as much as I love my CAO flathead 660s, they're Colombian, which is okay, but I need something from the motherland, man. It's like listen, if you're gonna get gefilte fish, you might as well get some that's either from Brooklyn or Israel. The ones that are made in Kansas, not so much. Do they make gefilte fish in Kansas? I don't think so. Who wants to get on next? G is out there. Derek, what you got, man?
Yeah, I got a quick question. How long do you think Mario was going to stay as head coach?
Really? That's the question you're asking?
Sure.
Forever.
I was hoping you'd see that because actually I was thinking at least a good 10, 15 year
I mean,
run,
his contract's 10 years. I don't see Mario as a guy that has pro aspirations. But you never, he's 51, in 10 years when he's 61, if he's won some titles at the U and, my mouth to God's ears on that one, does he go, take a shot in the NFL? Maybe. I don't know, but I don't think there's any other college he wants to be at. I mean, listen, if stuff goes awry here, if there's some sort of, God forbid, Nevin Shapiro Part 2, or you never know. I mean, what can happen? But it's not like this is a stepping stone for Mario.
Interesting. Okay, that's it. That's all I want.
All right. I mean, it's an interesting question to ask today, but I got you. Thanks, Derek. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for the support. Who's next? Who wants to get in?
Beast, I'll be quick, man, because these kids are changing classes.
Yeah, go.
So let me get in quick. And I'll tell you, the first thing, the biggest impact, which you'll notice with Mario right away, I'm a teacher at one of the private schools here, which I won't say the name, but we happen to have one of the top 5 kids in the country that plays defensive end. And he just switched out of my class to go to another class. And let me tell you, we're right back in it, baby. So I'm glad to say that we finally have a head coach. And let's fucking go, Canes.
Yeah, baby. That's a man of higher education right there. Just dropped a let's fucking go. I love it. It's amazing. And I think we know who we're talking about there. And that's amazing. Who's next? Come on, guys. Don't be shy. I don't bite unless my wife tells me to. Hold on. A couple more people want to get in. David and Andre want to get in. David, unmute yourself and go.
Hey, Beast. Another question.
Okay, Andre, what's up, man?
I just saw that they mentioned Jess Simpson is going to be the interim head coach for the bowl game.
Yeah.
What do you see Mario's role as during the bowl game?
I've been through this a million times. So what happens is this, is that Jess Simpson will coach, and they'll have the coaching staff do what they and they might have to elevate some guys. Like if guys leaves, then they'll take GAs or they'll take analysts and move them up into head coaching spots, and whatever, or not head coaching spots, but coaching spots. And they'll have a staff, and they'll go coach a bowl game. So Jess Simpson will coach the team and through practices. But what Mario will be doing, not only recruiting and putting his staff together, but he will be at every practice watching and scouting his team. And that's where he'll be doing the self-scout. Him and Maribel and everyone else he brings in. And this happens before. I've gone through this a million times. The new staff sits there, and they're taking, notes. They're watching film, all of this stuff, because they need to get up to speed on their team, because as soon as the bowl game is over, bam, they take over. So January 1st, we went through this with Coker. Coker decided to coach the bowl game, and in the locker room after that bowl game in Boise, which do not go to Boise to celebrate New Year's Eve on a football field and then get the neurovirus and be sick, and it's minus weather, and you're the sideline reporter and you can't feel your body. That's just a personal story. But Coker won that bowl game, and literally at midnight, it was okay, coach, and now it's Coach Shannon. It just switches over. So, the staff will be there on the practice field, but they won't be coaching. They'll be watching and they'll be evaluating. Who's next?
I'll go, Beast.
All right, David. What's up, man? Good.
After watching that press conference at the age of 46, I'm going to try to figure out if I could play for him. He's that like inspired.
Yeah, I'm about to be 46, and I am short and bald and fat. But like, if I can be like, I don't know, a holder or something, like I'm in.
It was really fantastic. Do you have any insights as to what exactly he says in the room with these recruits? Because you always hear, "Oh, he's the best recruiter. He's the best recruiter."
I think you know what it is.
What's his process?
His process is he's freaking real. Do you understand? Like, a lot of coaches come in like used car salesmen, like Al Golden, okay? And they're trying to sell stuff that they don't even themselves don't believe. Mario only talks about what he believes in. And you heard, like, his recruiting pitch is what you just heard in that press conference. That's his recruiting pitch. Everything he said about what he looks for in his players, in his teams, we don't call them little things because anything that matters is a big thing. All of that stuff, that's Mario in a house. But his ability to connect with both parents and kid, because he's real. He doesn't put on a fake persona to go recruit. He's real. And he commands attention. He walks into a house and he's ripped AF and he just looks the part as far as being just means business, right? He means business, but he's real. He does not fake it like some coaches we've had in the past. That's what makes him an amazing recruiter. Appreciate you, man. Who's next?
It's me again. I mean, it sounds great, but I'm a realist, and I'm a show me guy. No matter how much accolades he's coming with, no matter how much nostalgia, he still has to prove it. And if he doesn't, we're going to be ripping his ass just like we did Manny and Shannon and Coco. So I think we all need to keep that in mind also.
Way to be Debbie Downer. Someone has to be Debbie Downer. No, yes, we have to be real, but here's the thing, right? With Coker, with Shannon, with Al Golden, not so much with Rick, and Manny. It's like you just knew, they were coaches and they had pluses and minuses, more minuses than pluses, but they weren't listen. I guess if I had to do it this way, it's like Nick Saban's the best there is, and maybe the best there ever was at being a college head coach. You want someone closer to that than you want closer to Mamsie Pamsy guy. Mario's a lot closer to Nick than he is to Manny. Okay, can we at least agree on that? Because you know what you need. You know what that guy has to be. And Mario's a lot closer to that than anyone we've had. I mean, Rick was a real head coach, but we got him at the tail end of his career, health issues, just was a little bit stubborn, didn't want to hire an offensive coordinator, all that stuff. But Mario is bona fide real deal. Now, as for what will end up happening on the field, I can't guarantee anything, but you're starting in the right place. Let's get some Cuddy in. Let's get Damien in. What's up? Come on, Cuddy. Bring it.
Okay. So, if you cannot see when somebody speaks like that it's not going to transition to the field, I don't think we need to win a championship the first year. All we want to see is progress every game, getting better, not getting worse, and at least going into a game knowing we have a chance, not going to get blown out by 40. And in 3 or 4 years down the road, the product's going to be there. Miami finally spending money means they're here to win. He would have never came here if he doesn't have the resources. Rick almost got us there, and he was asleep at the wheel at the end of his career. The players are here. The talent is here. Now you need coaches to coach them up. It's only a matter of time now. So I feel we are on the right path. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. He doesn't want to go anywhere. We need riser assistant coaches, assistants that want to go places. Mario's going to be here for the long run. There's nobody here that's going to want it more. I'm ready to go. I'm like you, Beast. Let's roll. No downer crap. We've had enough of that.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm with you, man. Be positive today. Listen, nothing's a sure thing in this life. We all know that. It could be sniffed out in a second. But and again, I'm not claiming the U is back, but what I am claiming is that we're a lot closer today than we were yesterday. How's that? Marley, shut up. The problem with having little dogs is like every little thing is a bark. Just, go run around and chase your tail and bark at it. Oh, now he's got the other dog going. Oh, great. Now they're fighting. Should I do play-by-play on the dog fight?
Let's do it.
Yeah, no doubt. What's up?
Hey, B, so all I want to say is the thing I have to say is, and one thing that I would never question about Mario, that undisciplined shit that we've seen for the last 3 years, that's out the window.
Yeah.
That celebrating when you're down by 40, that shit's out the window.
What about like what did Barry say? Like the Tate Martells treating the facility like it was a vacation home, or like let's miss a million tackles and still celebrate because we stopped the team down 30. I mean, come on.
You stop the team at the 2 after the running back done ran 40 yards and you're celebrating. Like, what the hell is that? Or you score a touchdown, but you're losing 48-6, and you put on rings. Like,
yeah, put on the rings as you're about to lose to your rival. Go ahead.
Jeez. So, regardless of what Mario does from this point on, one thing I will say is that we always had the talent. We just didn't have the discipline. That discipline helps you to motivate and to grow. So all this other stuff about the Debbie Downers and improving on the field, if you can't see that it's going to be improving on the field already, then you not a real U fan.
No doubt. Greg, thank you so much, man. Thank you for your support and joining us, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys and gals. Like, everyone that's been supporting me doing these Twitter spaces, I appreciate it. I do actually have a Patreon. I think it's like patreon.com/Brian the Beast London. You want to throw a couple shekels in there, I appreciate it, so I can keep the lights on. That would be good. Also, go support my sponsor, Closure Investigative Agency, best private investigator in South Florida, at CIAPIFL. Chris, what's up, man?
What's up, Beast? How you doing?
Good, bro.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the how it meant for fans like me who love Miami football. I'm glad cristobal got hired because we know we got an X's and O's guy, somebody who can scheme and game plan. We're not going to see the same thing over and over. Like when we had Al Golden, he was a system guy, so he ran the system. No matter what, it could have been whatever opponent. He's going to run that same system.
The safeties are going to be lined up somewhere in Hialeah.
Just silly stuff, you know what I mean? And like Mario being around good coaches, he knows that you have to game plan for every opponent. Like you can't come out with the same thing. You make the opponent adjust to what you're doing, not do what you're doing the whole time, because that's why you have film to break down their weaknesses. Like that's why you say football is like a boxing match. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to game plan to expose what this team can't do. So, we're going to see more 22 personnel, 31 personnel, no backs and all kind of stuff. 1 week we might be 2 tight ends, 1 tailback, 2 wide receivers. You know what I mean? That's what 21 personnel, something like that. Next week we might have no backs just to see if they can handle that game plan. Install. I think it's going to be better install. When they say culture, that's what they mean. Like, what are they doing in the off season? Are y'all running 7-on-7 every week? Going over the playbook. When fall camp comes, you need to know this like the back of your hand. You don't need to be doing 60% of the playbook the first week of practice, because you can tell that they were never ever prepared during a game during Diaz's
Here's the difference, right? Here's the thing, right? We've had coaches in the past that had a plan. Al Golden had his damn binder where he'd quote himself and his pillars, and Manny had a plan, and everyone had a plan. But no one knew, like none of those guys, after Randy Shannon, knew what a championship looked like. Winning a championship looked like. Mario knows what it looks like. He knows what it looks like from Miami. He knows what it looks like in Alabama. And he knows what it looks like to win the Pac-12 championship twice at Oregon. He knows what success looks like. So his plan is different than the other guy's plan. His organization is different than the other guy's organization. His ways to practice and get things done is different than the other guys because he knows the next level you have to get to.
But that's my point, Beast. None of these guys ever knew how to game plan, bro.
Right.
Like, you see the same thing week in, week out. Like, and I'm gonna give Lashley. Rhett Lashley's a really good coach. Cause I'm gonna tell you like this: he had to change his game plan when De'Aaron King got hurt because he had Tyler Van Dyke. That's why you seen more shots downfield. Like he coached, he got those guys ready, and he
Oh no,
schemed himself to a job.
Rhett Lashley was a professional, and that's why you saw him as soon as possible. Was SMU was and other schools were looking at him as a head coach because they know.
Yeah, and Manny D, and Coach D, like I love Coach D, but the past 3 years, his defense has never got better. Not one area.
No, it peaked in
football.
2017 and it went downhill from there.
It was pretty bad. But
Yeah, man.
That's what excites me about Coach Cristobal, man. We're gonna have somebody who can game plan, get the guys ready. We're gonna see a different brand of football. That's why you say multiple. And him being an offensive lineman too, and I don't know if people understand this, why a lot of O-line get coaches, because they understand schemes. They understand how to defense.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you want to go. A lot of times you want to go find the guys with the most football IQ on a team. It's the offensive linemen. They understand everything.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support. Who's up next? Who wants to get in and be up next?
Beast, I got two things I'm excited for. One, I know from season one we'll play a lot better coming out of a bye, thank God. And two, that I won't see our players blocking each other on the field we've seen for two seasons.
Yeah, we need to not pull the gator and block each other.
Yeah, but hey, those bye weeks I think will be taken care of a heck of a lot better than they have been.
Yeah, and we won't get the excuses that there's too many primetime games, and we won't get the excuses that it's a long walk from the locker room, and we won't get the excuses that they do that to everyone. That's not going to be a thing. There will be no excuses.
Yeah, I think there's some guys, too, that he's already looking at that just aren't going to cut it on the current roster that he's going to maybe...
You're going to see all that, man. Listen. He told you. He was already watching film on the plane ride here. Okay? If you don't think this man is serious about making this thing a winner, just like he could have been smoking a cigar, having a sip of whatever he drinks on that plane, celebrating with his family. He had his 2 kids. No, what was he doing? You saw him taking vociferous notes. You saw him working his ass off and watching film on that plane ride from Eugene to Miami, okay? This dude is taking this job seriously. No doubt. Appreciate you, Jay.
Yep.
Appreciate you a lot. Who else wants to get in?
Hey, Beast, let me chime in. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, hey, my name is Damien. Hey, listen.
I see that.
I'm a big fan of UM. I'm a big fan of UM. Miami is about to be in a different phase right now because it all starts with recruiting. Everything I hear the guys talking about right now on your page, everything sounds good. But what we got to understand is that everything starts with recruiting. The best player on the field, you have a greater chance at success. And Mario Cristobal is one of the guys who is top in this nation in recruiting. So we hit a home run right there. We're about to keep some of our best players out of South Florida, the state of Florida, and across the country. They're going to come to Miami, and we're going to keep the players home in Miami. Recruiting is first thing and foremost. Because look at old Clemson. Dabo Swinney didn't start winning until he started getting 5 stars and 4 stars on his roster. Mario Cristobal is proven at Oregon. As soon as he got the head coaching job, he started bringing in big-time players into Oregon. So that's why Miami went out and got Cristobal, because he's a proven man. So by me saying all that, in the near future, we will win the ACC. From then, we'll go on to the Natty. Everything is falling in place. Cristobal is a great hire, and that's a home run.
Yeah, man. Totally, 1,000% agreed. Damien, thank you so much for chiming in, man. It's a big day to be a Miami Hurricane. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. Yeah, we're singing that today.
It's great, baby.
Yeah. Who else wants to get in? Come on.
What's going on, Beef?
Yo, what up?
Kane family is the best day ever. Best day of
Yeah,
the year.
no doubt.
We about to recruit lights out this weekend. All the recruits are trying to go to Miami this weekend.
Yeah.
Especially signing day, our class from 50. We should probably crank top 20. That's
Yeah,
how good
no,
I
this
feel
is
about
going to be a big
Mario.
move. And then don't forget that portal, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think we're getting T2.
Yeah, well,
We
he
might
already
get
he already
some.
basically tweeted it today.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I think we're going to get some of his Oregon commits. I heard the linebackers thinking about coming to Miami now. The lineman from Texas, both
Yep.
of them. And you know he's the O-line coach. That O-line will be fixed. I guarantee it.
Yeah, everyone looks at Alex Maribel as like, how's this little dude? Coach, listen, it don't matter. That guy is one of the best assistant coaches in the country. He is a motivator, and he's got technique down. It don't matter what he looks like. Trust me. You don't have to have a big biscuit-eating mother bleeper to be your O-line coach. You just need somebody that can shape those guys and tell that and make them tough and make them relentless. Appreciate you, High Rise. Who else wants to get in? Feel free. Unmute
Beast,
and
what's
go.
going on?
Yo, what up? Out the
Yo,
blocks.
man, and I'm drinking coffee all day.
Yeah, we drinking that cafecito.
Hey, the first thing I noticed out of Mario mouth, bro, when he started giving shots out to all the O linemen and talking about the O linemen, then I go on Twitter and I see all these O linemen recruits, bro, saying the crib is back, the D line, the O line, everybody said IMG. Man, just the presence we're having, IMG, man, just all these big schools that we couldn't get in. That's what I'm most excited about because that was the first thing out of his mouth. Working hard and getting the trenches right, man.
Yo,
and that was part of the
if you
game.
know
Man.
anything about championship football, where does it start?
In the trenches.
Yes, sir. That's where it starts, and that's where
what
we're going to take a huge leap forward, man. Now, listen, I think our O-line did a good job in pass pro this year, kept Tyler healthy, but, they need to, I think, up their game in run blocking. They'll do that, and we're going to get some beefy mother bleepers who are just going to be wrecking machines on both sides of the ball in those trenches.
All day. Man, that's what I'm so pumped up about.
No doubt, no doubt.
New day. Y'all have a good one, man.
OTB, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Will do. Who's next? I'll take a couple more before I got to get to the day job. Hey, don't forget, if you missed any part of this conversation, it'll be uploaded to my YouTube page in one way or another by tonight. By tonight. I got to go work the day job, so I'll probably do it this afternoon. And please support me by going to check out my Patreon page. Maybe drop, $1. Couple shekels, anything helps, keeps the lights on. It's patreon.com/BrianTheBeastLondon. So that would be good. Also, if you want to go support my sponsor, because Ulysses at Closure Investigative Agency makes it all possible. So go check out Ulysses, CIAgency.net, or on the Twitter sphere at CIAPIFL. He's literally not only the best private investigator in South Florida, so if you have custody issues, marital issues, insurance issues, legal issues, but also he's got the hottest football takes. And especially if you're a Dolphin. If you like the Dolphins, you better follow Ulysses because he'll set you straight, no doubt about it. Damien wants to get back in. A couple of people want to get back in. What's up? Damien, what's up, man? You want to get back in? Maybe not. I thought Damien wanted to get back in. Andre, Cuddy, anyone? Going once. Going
I just want to say
yeah.
again. When's the next one?
Probably. I feel like we're hearing reports that it could be Radakovich press conference tomorrow, so that means I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. I'll have this conversation up on YouTube later tonight, and then I'll be back with you guys tomorrow, and we'll start making this a regular thing. I finally got some equipment that makes this a little more professional than me just talking into my phone. And after the new year, look out for a Beast podcast one way or another, somehow, somewhere. We're growing this thing. We're getting this thing. And, all of you, it's because of all of you, man. You guys, you bless my heart by coming and participating and listening and interacting and following me on Twitter and all that stuff. stuff, and I'm just so humbled, man. I'm just the short, fat kid that always got picked last in gym, and now I get to talk to all of you, and it blesses my heart, and I'm so thankful for all of you. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Can you put a link up to the Patron? I just try to look it up, but I'm not very savvy with that, so
The
I don't know how to find
Patron.
it. Or you said to donate some ducats.
Oh, Patreon. Dude,
Patreon.
when you said
Sorry,
Patron,
bro.
I was like, we're drinking tequila. Okay.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's what I was searching.
No, yeah, no. Listen, I got some Patron. I'll break it open. I mean, I might not make it to my day job, but I'll, whatever. Yeah, I'll put the link up to the Patreon, and if you could retweet it, that'd be great. Someone has to keep the lights on in the London household. My wife's a teacher, so she ain't getting paid well.
I'm donating to the fiber intake.
You listen. Let me tell you what. Fiber One was BOGO at Publix like 2 weeks ago. We stacked up.
Well, thanks again.
No worries, guys.
It's great, baby.
Yeah, it's great to be a Miami Hurricane.
Hey, Beast.
Yo, Suave.
Hey, man. I just want to let you know, brother. I was on with you with the last space, and I was hanging out last night with my boy X from Caneville. So
yeah, man.
I gave him your I told him, I said, hey man, B shouted you out, man. Shouted you guys out, for the hard work and stuff. So he said, appreciate it. And we was out celebrating, bro. This is monumental.
That's another. By the way, real quick, just another. First of all, Caneville, Footballville, X, all those guys, 247. Just huge, just so huge. The groundswell, the social media, all that stuff. You guys helped make this happen. You were on it like a blue bonnet. So thank you. But also, myself and Toast from the Orange Bowl boys, we got something big planned with a celebration. Not just a little party, not just a little a drink and cigar. We got major players ready to come in and help us celebrate the situation. I don't know if it'll be this week or next week, but it's gonna happen. And you better call a cab or get an Uber because it's going down for real.
Awesome. Hey, I just had one question for you, Beast. You've been around for a long time in this game.
Yeah, too long.
And especially down here when it comes to Miami sports. So I don't know if you spoke on it yet, but how do you feel as far as hires? Like we had Pat Riley come down, that was blockbuster. Like as far as covering the Hurricanes, man, I mean, when's the last time this type of hire?
Well, I mean, listen, we thought we were doing pretty well with Mark Richt, right?
Yeah.
But as it turns out, like there were some mitigating circumstances there, his health and all the other stuff that went on with Mark Richt that, it ultimately didn't get to the heights we thought it was. Butch was a huge hire because he had been on Jimmy's staff and he was with the Cowboys and he we knew Butch could recruit like an MF. And he did that. Not so much a great coach, but a great motivator and a great, CEO type and a great recruiter. Putting the Mario hire in perspective of South Florida sports, I mean, you're talking up there with Pat Riley. You're talking, listen, I think Pat Riley coming to the Heat is probably the biggest impact that one hire has made to an organization other than Don Shula to the Dolphins, right? Other than that, Jimmy Johnson to the Dolphins, although that didn't go quite as planned. And trying to think, I mean, Marlins haven't made any major hires that have had that kind of impact. They won championships, but it wasn't that. Let's see, Heat, Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers. No, Coach Q is huge, but then he got himself in trouble. So this is up there, man. This is probably top 5 hire in South Florida sports history.
Thank you, sir.
No worries. All right, we'll take a couple more, and then Homeboy has to actually put clothes on and go to the day job. Someone has their mic open and wants to speak. Steven, is that you?
Yeah, hey, quick question for you. Type of coach that Mario is, back in 2017, when we played Notre Dame and Virginia Tech, we dictated both on defense and offense. Is he a guy that's just going to run it up the middle? Or
No. Didn't you? I mean, if you listen, he's multiple, man, and he knows. Listen, he's going to build this offense around the talent. Where's the talent? Well, yeah, you have Rooster, but you have the best one. He said, "I have the best quarterback in the country." So if you don't think we're going to be slinging the football around the field, you're wrong.
And on defense?
And on defense, I think it's going to be multiple, and again, it's going to cater to the talent we have. Right now, we don't have enough linebackers, so that's going to be something that he's going to concentrate in recruiting and in the portal. And I think it's going to be a matter of what coordinator he brings in. He's an offensive guy. He's got to bring in a strong defensive coordinator to dictate on defense, but this defense is going to be physical. They're not going to miss tackles, and they're going to bring the pain.
And his practice style, is it...
intense.
Intense.
Yeah.
More saving than Manny.
Listen. Did you see that guy today? Do you think he does anything at like a level 2, or is it always level 10?
Right.
So, there you go.
Cool. Thank you.
Appreciate you, buddy. All right, we'll take one more. If anyone else wants to get in, feel free. Savage,
hey,
what's up, Beast? Yo, what is up, Savage?
Hey, what's up, Beast? Thanks for letting me on, man.
No worries.
Hey, I'm super excited, like everybody in this space, and I'm just thinking about our next hire for the OC. I'm thinking Joe Brady, man. Pair him up with TVD, and we got something cooking.
Yeah, and, so the Joe Brady thing, I would love to see happen. And supposedly there's some mutual interest. Joe Brady has made it abundantly clear that he loves the NFL life and not having to recruit. That doesn't mean he won't come back to college, especially it's his hometown. So we'll see what happens. But, I think all options are on the table for both sides of the football.
And also pairing Mario with all the resources with the NILs. Would love to see what he has in his hand bag with all this money coming in and getting all these recruits in here, man. So I'm just a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, let's do this on this note, and I appreciate you, Savages. Think about where Miami is today, okay? One of the top coaches in all of college football. Arguably the best recruiter in college football. The most money, the biggest expenditure on resources and staff in the ACC, okay? The influx of donor money, booster money, Ruiz, Cadre, Lamonis, Moss, okay? Like, they have Phil Knight out there in Oregon, and that's great. They have their one billionaire, and that's wonderful. We've got, like, a bunch of those guys now. And it all self-perpetuates. It's going to be like a domino effect. Once this program starts rolling again, more money is going to come in. More corporate money is going to come in. More deals are going to be available for the NIL for these guys. We got companies down here that are waiting to see, and as soon as they see Miami is back as a brand, they're going to jump in and give these kids the deals they need to live. You're going to see the success that this program is going to have. I can't promise championships. I can't promise you everything. But we're making the right moves to make it happen. And that's what today was about. Tomorrow will be about an athletic director. Tomorrow will be about, getting the organization of the athletic department going on. But today was about a new step forward with University of Miami football. And I have to think, if I'm in-state schools, if I'm out-of-state schools, if I'm anyone around the country, and I see that U, and I see Mario Cristobal give that speech that he did in front of that U today, you know what's going on. You understand. Because the talent's here, the history is here, and it's not just the history and nostalgia, it's the know-how of how to win championships. And our know-how of how to win championships was with no resources. So imagine what we could do, as Mario said, with all the resources in the world. It's a game changer.
Well,
it's an absolute game changer.
Mean something.
What's that?
The 4 fingers will finally mean something again.
It'll all mean something now, man. It'll all mean something. It is time. It's not about going back. It's about knowing your history to get to the future. Right? As is said, you don't know your past, you don't know your future. We're about to move forward in a way that is going to be completely different than anything we've known. because we're moving forward with a real head coach, with a real program, with a real plan, with real resources, with real money. And it's completely different. Guys, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining me. Look out. I'm going to put my Patreon link out there. If you could support me in that way, I'd appreciate it. At least give it a retweet. That would help. Go support my good friend Ulysses at Closure Investigative Agency, the best private investigator in South Florida. Any way you need help in that fashion, Ulysses will help you out. Go follow him right now at CIAPIFL, CIAPIFL, CIAgency.net is the website. And if you missed any part of this conversation, look for it this evening, probably around 6, 7 o'clock. It'll be up on the my YouTube page. I'll tweet that link out as well. So I appreciate your support. And I love you guys. I will see you when I see you. And it's all about the you!